falls, and it is for the Squared Circle Live Premier Championship. Introducing first, the challenger. From Syracuse, New York, weighing in at 229 pounds, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander! And his opponent, from Toronto, Ontario, weighing in at 196 pounds, he is the reigning and defending Squared Circle Live Premier Champion, BRENT Money Banks.
Here we go, folks. The main event is here at Premier Showcase for the Squared Circle Live Premier Championship. Walking weapon, Josh Alexander, BRENT Money Banks. This feud will come to an end. This rivalry will have a definitive winner by the end of tonight. BRENT Banks holding that championship belt. I know I said that my money, well, Dustin's money, was on BRENT Banks, but now I'm not so sure. He might be looking at that title for the very last time. Alexander, very, very confident. You can see right there with the look on his face right there. BRENT Money Banks, I'm not so sure if he's just used to having James Corderas behind him as a support or if he just maybe needs him. But rest assured, we're going to find out a definitive winner without any interference. 2 out of 3 falls for the Premier Championship here at Class Act Dinner Theater on November the 3rd. And right away, BRENT Banks knows it takes 2 falls to beat him. He's going to take his time, slip outside the ring, and rethink his strategy. Alexander waiting inside the ring, arms open. I mean, you got to think about it too. Alexander, he's got all the time in the world because you know BRENT Banks, if he wants to win this match, he's got to get in the ring and try and beat him for it.
This has been a long time coming.
Absolutely.
We have seen these two cross paths a number of times before, but it always seemed like James Corderas was the reason that BRENT Money Banks retained the Premier Championship. We can go all the way back to the tournament, or not the tournament, but the match that determined the interim Premier Champion.
Absolutely. Josh Alexander was not here to be able to defend that championship. He was scheduled to fight Cyborg Tyson Dukes. In comes BRENT Money Banks at the hand of James Corderas. The match happened, and somehow, some way, James Corderas was able to screw Tyson Dukes out of that match and be able to help BRENT Money Banks to be able to become the interim champion. And then we had a 3-way at Summer Showdown between Alexander and Tyson Dukes, where somehow, some way again, BRENT Money Banks was able to secure himself as the undisputed Premier Champion.
And then just our last show, BRENT Banks and Josh Alexander, no disqualification. After being put through a table off the top rope with a power bomb, James Corderas gets involved again, breaks up the count, and BRENT Banks able to slither away with the Premier Championship. Josh Alexander has a claim that he technically has never really lost this title. When the triple threat match happened for the unification of the interim title and the Premier title, it was Tyson Dukes that was pinned by BRENT Banks. Josh Alexander has not lost, with the exception of the last show where James Corderas heavily was involved, got himself fired by involving in that match.
I mean, you're right, absolutely you're right. But at the end of the day, even with the interference from James Corderas, it was a small package by BRENT Banks that was able to secure him the victory. He out-wrestled the walking weapon, and not a lot of people can say that. And tonight, he's got to be able to do that to successfully defend and retain his Premier Championship in this 2 out of 3 falls match.
Here at Squared Circle Live, we like to showcase the best wrestling in the world. And a lot of times, we'll make connections or references to wrestling history. And the NWA Championship, for years and years, was always contested 2 out of 3 falls. What better way to determine who really is the best between Josh Alexander and Brent Money Banks than a 2 out of 3 falls contest?
Well, when you're looking at it also, too, when you're looking at both of these men, when you're looking at strength, obviously we're going to have to be in favor of the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. I would have to say the speed and agility would have to go behind the court of Brent Money Banks.
Oh, we've seen this before.
As you can see right there. Oh!
And Josh Alexander's seen that before.
Of course. Giant swing. Round and round he goes. Where he'll stop, only Josh knows.
7 times Brent Banks was spun around. This could be a good opportunity for a quick pinfall. But no, only a 2.
Josh Alexander now taking off the shirt of Brent Money Banks. That can only mean one thing. Oh!
Yeah, those chops will do a whole lot more damage on a bare chest.
Absolutely. Alexander tosses Brent over the top rope, right to the floor of the Class Act Dinner Theater. Now, do you think it's a wise idea? I know it's 2 out of 3 falls, so Alexander's got some time to play basically right now with Brent Banks. But do you think it's a wise idea to be going on the outside of the ring? What if this ends in a double countout?
Then I suppose it would be 1 fall each, possibly, and then we'd be down to 1 last fall to solve it. That's an interesting question. I don't know if that's ever been addressed.
Oh.
But right now, Brent Banks would be hoping for that situation. He's in a bad way right now.
Absolutely. I mean, right now, Alexander is just taking his time right now, going in his arsenal. He is known as the walking weapon. I mean, he's going to continuously puncture battle wounds into the body of Brent Banks until he feels he's just right for the pickings, and he's going to get 1 fall and possibly even 2 in a row. I mean, you imagine that. Somebody getting 2 falls in a row. What a statement that would make at the end of this rivalry.
Wouldn't it be a good idea for Brent Banks to, or Josh Alexander, one of the two, grab a steel chair, crack your opponent in the head, you get disqualified, yeah.
Well, normally,
but then you can make a 20 count, pin the man twice, 2 back-to-back, and retain your title.
Normally I would agree with you and I would say go for it, especially when I was saying at the top of the program that I thought Brent Money Banks had this in the bag to retain the championship. Now I'm not so sure, looking at how Josh Alexander is so focused in there and is so just intent on becoming champion. You're right, he could hit him with a chair right now, but who's to say that they would actually stay down for a second fall? I mean, if anything, you would be getting yourself disqualified. And what if that person kicks out at 2? What if you wind up getting yourself in another situation like Alexander was before and get small package and then automatically lose the match? Then you lose 2 falls to 0 and you're looked to made like a fool. And I don't think either of those men are willing to pay that price, especially for the Premier Championship on the line.
It certainly would be a high risk, but it would be a high reward as well in the event it does work out. See what Brent Banks just did there. That knee to the head of Josh Alexander, it's well documented.
Yep.
The issues that Josh Alexander has had with his ears. His equilibrium can be thrown off if you go and attack it. There's a reason why the guy is wearing the protection. He's not just a Rick Steiner fan. He needs protection.
No, if Brent Banks is smart, throughout the course of this match, he'll be taking off those ear protection that Josh Alexander is wearing, those amateur-style headgear right there, and be able just to start working on the head, working on the ears, and start pummeling away at Josh Alexander. And there he goes again on the outside with a knife-edge chop. Right now circling him, almost kind of giving him a receipt of what happened earlier with Josh Alexander circling him on the floor. But now,
Alexander's fighting back, though.
Yeah, he is.
Uh-oh, this cannot be good for any party involved.
Oh, snap suplex on the floor. This floor is very unforgiving. There may be just a little tiny bit of carpet, but underneath that is just concrete. So there is very little to no give at all.
The carpet's there for aesthetics. It's not there to protect anybody.
No, it's a dinner theater for crying out loud. Not many people here are getting suplexed on the floor.
No, I think the floor is not designed to be suplexed onto. And the back of a human being is not designed to be suplexed onto the floor.
Absolutely. Brent Banks now hitting the ropes. He got Alexander side of the ropes. Beautiful drop kick.
Nowhere for Alexander to go there.
And it's smart too if you think about it. With his finisher, that sliced bread style maneuver. The suplex on the floor, taking the wind out of him. The big drop kick while he's stuck in the ropes, again, taking the wind out of him. He's sucking the air out of an incredibly conditioned body of Josh Alexander. That's a very smart idea, especially when you know this match is going to be going for a very long time.
Well, if Brent Banks has anything to do with it, this match won't be going for a very long time. Trying to finish off the walking weapon as soon as possible. You know, you saw when Brent was making his entrance for this contest, looking behind him, looking for looking for James Corderas.
Absolutely. I was noting that actually when you were in the ring. He was looking behind him. He's so used to that guidance. If not for just the extra protection, but that kind of reassurance that he's able to get it done. I mean, Brent Banks is a hell of a competitor, or else he would not be the premier champion. With or without James Corderas, this man could be a champion. But it almost feels like he needs James Corderas to be able to still be champion. And I think he needs to get that right out of his mind if he's going to be able to walk away as champion tonight.
What I think Brent Banks he needs to prove, not just to everyone here, but he needs to prove to himself that he can defeat the walking weapon without the help of James Corderas.
Absolutely. I mean, both of these guys are 7-year pros. Both of these guys have traveled the same roads, done the same things, battled in the same areas. Both completely different styles, though, when it comes down to it, which makes for great rivalries and makes for great contest matches like this. Oh, Alexander with that.
That was a sickening thud, is what that was.
Right now with those just club forearms right now. Again, trying to go for the head, go for the ears. Well, there's that intensity that Alexander possesses. Amazing cardio. Oh, capture, snap, power slam right there.
Yeah, for a guy his size, people forget that Josh Alexander is a very quick and agile individual.
Absolutely. Like I said, I originally gave the speed and agility factor to Brent Banks, but that's because we always see him go to the top rope, pull off those high-risk moves. Oh! Well, let's not count out the walking weapon. This man is full of different tricks up his sleeve. I mean, this guy is probably an all-around perfect athlete.
And that's exactly what it's going to take to become premier champion. To defeat Brent Money Banks, you need to be a perfect athlete.
Alexander now looking at the turnbuckle. He's climbing up.
Oh, he might be going for the moonsault, maybe.
As I said before, you don't see Alexander pull these moves out.
Oh, my Lord.
High risk, no reward.
Oh, here comes the sliced bread. No, rolled
Countered.
up.
He got him.
The winner of the first fall, Josh Alexander.
And see, that's exactly what I was talking about. These guys have been at each other all summer long, all fall, and these guys have finally are going to settle the score right here tonight. Alexander knows that Brent Moneybanks likes going for that sliced bread. He knows that he likes to be able to hit that move out of nowhere and be able to try and catch a man off guard. So Alexander beat him to the punch and out-wrestled him with a beautiful schoolboy to get the first fall.
Now this is a completely different ball game.
Absolutely.
For Brent Banks and Josh Alexander, who were wrestling at an equal playing ground, now all of a sudden, Brent Banks' back is against the wall. He needs to defeat Josh Alexander twice.
Exactly, and in the way that Alexander is going right now, he is showing no signs of stopping right now. For Brent's sake, I hope that he thinks that Alexander's going to get disqualified or gets counted out, because that'd be the only way I can see Brent actually winning the first fall right now. But there's that agility factor. Alexander's second rope, pulled off.
Oh, there you go.
And again, knocking the wind out of Alexander, trying to take away that amazing adrenaline and cardio that Alexander possesses and trying to wear him down piece by piece.
And the best thing what happened there for Brent Banks is it gives him a minute or two to catch his breath, to collect his thoughts, and to reorganize what his game plan may be. Because there's no way he has a game plan for this situation. He probably came into this match thinking he's going to win 2 straight falls, or at least the first fall. You can never predict you're going to lose the first one.
No, absolutely. As a competitor, you always think that you're going to be better than your opponent in every way, shape, or form. You think that you're going to be able to get that first fall. It takes a lot of drive and determination to be able to come back after you're down 1 fall to nothing. And as I said, Brent was hoping for a counter right there, trying to get an easy first fall for himself to be able to take this into the third.
Falls or falls, he'll take him how he can get him.
Exactly, and see, rolling him out to the outside.
There you go, do it
He's
again.
He's going to take it. He'll take it. And you know what? That's smart. That's the smart thing about being a champion. Brent Money Banks knows that he can still get to the second fall decision by a countout.
And again, the benefit is he's getting time to collect himself, but it looks like he's now going to go take the fight to Alexander on the floor.
He broke the count. I guess he got his win back. Now he's ready to make Alexander pay.
Alexander might not know where Brent Banks is at this
I don't
moment.
think he does. Oh.
Very sneaky, calculating, cagey individual is Brent Money Banks.
Palm thrust right to the back of the head. Wrapping him up. And again, working on the chest, working on taking the air out of that body of Josh Alexander, making the walking weapon almost fighting with blanks instead of everything in his arsenal. Oh, side of the kick right to the ear, as you were mentioning before.
It is almost a bullseye that Josh Alexander has on his head. I know he needs it, and he needs to protect himself and protect his career. But when you step in a ring with a vicious man like Brent Banks, he's going to zero in on any advantage he can possibly find.
Exactly. And you got to imagine, too, right now that Josh Alexander isn't really being able to hear the crowd that's cheering for them. His bell's got to be rung. As you can tell, he's just leaning on the ropes. It's almost like the ropes, if they weren't there, he would have fallen over all the way to the outside. Brent Banks now charging in.
You got to think he's on autopilot right now.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that's what it takes to win. Just have a better autopilot system than your opponent does. Right back to the ear.
And once again, being that overall perfect athlete. Oh, striking forearm shot right to the side of the head of Brent.
Look out!
Crossbody through the bottom rope. I have never seen that before.
That is just a collision of bodies. It looks like a car wreck out there.
So now if we got a double count out right here, technically, we would have ourselves a new premier champion.
Absolutely, we would. That would be 2 falls to 1 for
Correct.
Josh Alexander. But
I know I could do math. Thank you very much.
Surprised. But I'm not surprised that Josh Alexander has quickly found his way back into the ring. He knows as well, count out will do it.
Brent Banks, he's behind the 8 ball right now. He's got to get back in the ring. Rolls right into a pin. And as I said before, making sure those shoulders are down on the mat, hooking the leg. Alexander did everything proper right there with that cover, but Brent Banks is not willing to fall so easily and lose this Premier Championship.
That championship means everything to him. When he arrived at the building today, he had the belt around his waist. The guy drives to the show wearing the Premier Championship. And I don't mean to say that as if I'm making fun of the guy. I mean, he passionately wants to be still the Premier Champion.
Well,
that means everything to him.
You can look at that 2 ways, though, if you really think about it. I mean, is he... Huge Michinoku driver style move right there. Only a 2 count. You could be looking at it 2 different ways, though. Brent Banks could be wearing that championship in the car, wearing it to the building, because he thinks all in his heart of hearts that he's not going to be able to win this match tonight, that he needs James Corderas, that he needs someone to be able to help him beat Josh Alexander. So I don't know if that's confidence of being the champion and wanting everyone to let him know, or if he actually is worried about this title defense tonight.
You may be right. He may be holding on to that belt, cherishing every last moment that he has with it. Because you know what? In this match, he's also down 1-0. The title is slipping out of the hands of Brent Banks.
Alexander.
You better hope he doesn't slip off that top rope right now.
No, Alexander's making him pay for it.
Front face lock. This is not going to end well
Superplex
for one or both of these participants.
No, superplex off the second rope coming up. Brent Banks now starting to fight out of it. If he gets Alexander off that rope, and he did, now Brent is at home on that top rope. Nobody flies like Brent Banks.
I don't know what he's thinking.
I don't know either. Should be good, though.
Look out. Alexander's to his feet.
Back chop. Those suck. Alexander now catching his wind, starting to climb the ropes. Several elbow strikes right to the almost the side of the head and also the shoulder of Brent Banks, kind of getting him dizzy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This could be a German suplex off the top.
Alexander's like a rabid animal sometimes, the way he attacks his opponent.
Brent Banks, though, fighting back, elbow strikes. Well, this is a very precarious position.
Oh, no.
This could end careers if this is improper.
Oh, no. Top rope, German suplex.
That's it. He's dead. It's over. We got a new champ. Cover him.
But how much did that take out of the walking weapon?
I don't know. I mean, you bring up a good point. I mean, Alexander, we're all focusing on Brent Banks flying inside out with that maneuver. But Brent Banks, you know, isn't the one with a head injury right now. He doesn't have his ears all banged up. And Josh Alexander landed on those ears and the side of his head.
Oh, just got the shoulder up in time to extend this contest.
So it looks like you're right. This match has taken just as much, or that move rather, has taken just as much out of Josh Alexander as it did Brent Money Banks.
The impact, absolutely, but also keep in mind how high up in the air they were.
Oh, they were at least 12, 15 feet in the air.
For someone who has equilibrium issues, being that high in the air can only create more problems for you.
Both men sharing shots back and forth, lefts and rights. Alexander now switching another gear. Right hand chop, chop, right hand.
Very little wasted motion there from the walking weapon.
No, he's going to make Brent Banks' ears swell up, and he's going to make his heart skip a beat.
Brent Banks going to the eyes.
You know what? At this point in the game, I don't blame him. Hopefully he doesn't get caught, though, so he doesn't get disqualified, or else he's going to lose himself a championship.
Brent Banks holding on for dear life.
Almost like a fade to black maneuver right there. Big forearm strike.
Oh, here it is.
Standing sliced bread. 1, 2. I'm shocked. Only a 2 count. Didn't get as much momentum as he likes to.
I thought for sure that was going to be a fall.
Absolutely. I mean, Brent Banks loves that sliced bread maneuver. He usually tries to hit it out of the corner for a bit of a running momentum. But again, all the back of Alexander's head struck the ground. His ears have got to be ringing. He's got to be also out of breath from taking such a hard fall to the canvas. Brent Banks now climbing to the top rope. Could be something very, very evil intentions in his mind right now.
Taking a whole lot of time to do it, but he still connects.
Frog splash, 2.
And again, the walking weapon gets the shoulder up.
Yeah, I'm quite shocked right now. I can't believe it. These fans are even shocked right now. They're sitting right now on the edge of their seats, thinking that possibly this match was going to go to a 3rd fall. Brent Banks doesn't know what to do. You can see him right now looking around ringside. Normally he'd be looking around for James Corderas, but he's got nobody to look around to. He's got to think all on his own.
He's going under the. I don't know what he's looking for.
I don't know.
Is Corderas under the ring?
I would hope not.
He's got a chair.
That would explain the smell, though.
What can he if he gets disqualified, he will lose the title.
Absolutely. I'm not entirely sure what. He should have tried this earlier, as you suggested, if he wanted to do this. The referee is definitely not going to allow this, not just for the sake of the match, but oh, wait a minute. Our official.
Matt Amaral has a history of neck injuries. Someone better check on Matt.
Ah, he's fine. Oh, side kick to the stomach with that chair right in front of it. Alexander now helping the ref up.
Looks like he's okay.
I hope he's okay.
Out on his feet. Oh, no!
Splash. No, that ref's not okay. It's okay. We can just get another one from the dollar store.
But that chair ominously sitting in the middle of the ring now appears to be fair game. Referee out.
Referee Chris Murray now running ringside.
Just in time.
Alexander was going to use that chair. Oh, the ref didn't see that. That was a low blow behind the ref's back. 2, 3.
The winner of the second fall, Brent Money Banks.
Brent, amazing wherewithal to notice that the referees were all distracted at the same time, went low on Josh Alexander with a punt right to the groin and was able to roll him up. I would be surprised now if Josh Alexander would get back into this match. And now we're at a level playing field once again.
Level playing field on the score, but not a level playing field in terms of how these athletes are feeling right now. Josh Alexander, it takes some time. After you've been kicked below the belt, it certainly takes a number of minutes to regain your composure. Josh Alexander doesn't have those minutes.
No, he does not. Now this is basically a catch-up game for Alexander. Brent Banks, though he is sore, though he is hurt, is now in the driver's seat, has got Alexander exactly where he wants him. And that's on his knees in the middle of the ring, ready to finally put the nail in the coffin of this feud.
It feels like it's just a matter of time now before Brent Money Banks retains the Premier Championship.
Yeah, he's hooking now for that sliced bread. Alexander's out on his feet right now. He's going to try and run with him to the corner. No.
Oh, a quick roll up here. This could be. Oh. I thought for sure that might do it.
Only a too small
Inside
package,
cradle.
just like the last show. Sunset flip of 10. Nails it. 1, 2. Both men now. Reversal after reversal.
Feel sorry for the
Look at
referee.
the strength right there of Brent Banks to be able to get Alexander up with that bridge. Now for a backslide. All we need is a 3.
Uh-oh. Looking for the drunken driver.
Catches the high boot to the face. Oh, solid right hand.
Here it is,
Drunken driver. Double underhook.
Oh no, Brent counters. Oh!
Almost
Down goes Chris Murray.
almost like an Alabama slam running right into the corner. Chris Murray takes all the 230-pound weight of Alexander right in his face.
Big jumping high knee. This could do it. There's no referee, but Brent Banks has. Oh, he's on the top rope.
Brent's got a second win now, scaling to the top rope. There is no official, like you said, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. Referee's still out. Oh! Roll through, small package. Referee running outside.
Here comes referee Derek Morningstar in for the 2 and
Oh! Just a second too slow was referee Morningstar on that one. Only a 2 count. Confirming with us, yes, it was a 2. Congratulations, you can count.
He's checking on his fallen comrade, Chris Murray, and he seems to be the only person in the building who's concerned for his well-being.
Ah, he's fine. Brent now starting to make his way, using the ropes to help him kind of get himself back to his feet.
We're at a standstill here now.
What a match. What a match this has been. Back and forth.
At this point, who has the advantage is anyone's guess.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is anybody's game right now. I mean, this is where it sees really as who has the heart of a champion and who can walk out as the new or still remaining Premier Champion. Nice jawbreaker there by Brent Money Banks.
Using his head as a weapon, but Alexander counters.
Oh, again.
Swift kick right to the face.
Kick right to the face.
Uh-oh.
Alexander catches them.
Oh,
Roaring elbow.
my. That's not a fun way to spend a Sunday evening. Oh, hold on.
Brent gets
He caught him.
No.
Oh, look at this.
Brent trying to muscle him back up.
Look
Alexander.
at the strength
Oh.
of Josh Alexander getting to his feet from a seated position.
Brent just did not.
Oh, a twisting, turning tombstone.
It's over. We got a new champion. I do not believe it.
And new Squared Circle Live Premier Champion, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander.
Brent Money Banks, gotta give him all the credit in the world. He tried picking up Alexander, trying to reverse almost like that tombstone counter. Alexander, though, so much muscle, so much strength, was able to out-wrestle him on the ground, pick him up from almost a seated, crawling position, pick him up, and a spinning tombstone pile driver ends the championship reign of Brent Money Banks, and we have now entered the era of the walking weapon once again.